I'm always delighted to be with Saul News. This has been such a leader in the conservative movement and the Republican Party.
Welcome to the Saul's Newsstand News Rewind for February 27th, 2026. The Daily Signal reports, it's a disgrace. Vance reveals playbook for combating fraud in United States. Vice President JD Vance announced he is withholding Medicaid reimbursements from Minnesota while the administration investigates fraud in the state. In his State of the Union address, President Donald Trump tapped Vance to lead the war on fraud throughout the country. Vance announced the first move in this war on Wednesday, withholding reimbursements for $259.5 million in Medicaid funds for Minnesota pending investigation.
Certainly, there are certain things that we're doing in Minneapolis and Minnesota that we're not going to be able to do in other parts of the country because the fraud is going to be different in each place. But yeah, I think this basic model of saying to people, hey, you get a massive amount of money to provide a service to people. Did you actually provide that service? The fact that it's even controversial that we're asking these questions as a government goes to show how much the culture of fraud has permeated Washington, D.C. Think about this. We're talking about people who take money from autistic children. They pretend their children or some other person's kid is autistic. They collect a fat check. They don't provide an ounce of services. And then the very money that's supposed to go to needy kids isn't there anymore to help those needy children. The fact that we have so normalized this, and the fact that I guarantee there are going to be voices in the media, there are going to be voices in the state of Minnesota who say, this is hurting children. No, it's hurting fraudsters. The way to protect kids is to go after those fraudsters, which is what we're doing.
Democrat Minnesota Governor Tim Walz has 60 days to respond to Vance about the matter. The Daily Caller reports, top Trump official reveals main GOP message for 2026 midterms. White House Deputy Chief of Staff James Blair revealed to the Daily Caller what the administration's top-line messaging is heading into the 2026 midterms following President Donald Trump's State of the Union. The president set the tone for the midterms during his Tuesday State of the Union, drawing a sharp contrast between his administration and former President Joe Biden's time in office. Blair told the caller that the GOP will build on that messaging, though they will focus on how they can make life more affordable for Americans. The message going into the rest of the year is that we want to keep making life more affordable for working families again, Blair told the caller. Blair told the caller that the GOP will emphasize to voters that they need to be elected in 2026 and beyond to avoid a repetition of Biden and other Democrat policies. And finally, Politico reports, the State of the Union moment that Republicans hope saves the midterms. Republicans are betting President Donald Trump just handed them the lifeline they need to win on immigration again. It came as just one quick moment during the president's record-breaking State of the Union address Tuesday night when he asked lawmakers to rise if they agreed with a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens, Trump said, prompting Republicans to take to their feet while Democrats remained seated. Several Republican candidates in high-profile races and lawmakers quickly amplified the clip on social media and released statements slamming Democrats for staying in their seats. That visual, a literal juxtaposition of the two sides of the aisle, is one Republicans are eager to spread across the airwaves and highlight on the campaign trail. And that concludes your Saul's Newsstand News Rewind for February 27th, 2026. For more political news faster, visit saulsnews.com.